Hey everybody, it's Jim from webbikeworld.com and I'm here in my garage. It's maybe not my fantasy garage, but it is my garage. I'm here to announce the winner of our $200,000 fantasy garage contest. If you're not familiar with this, it's a crazy idea that we had to give away $1,000 in Revzilla gift certificates to a reader who would submit a list of what they would put in their motorcycle garage using $200,000 American or 250,000 Canadian dollars. This amount of money is what it would cost to buy a brand new Porsche GT3 Turbo Touring. And this was a discussion that we had in and amongst the staffers and reviewers that all work for the various websites that are affiliated with Web Bike World. I said right away I could easily buy 8 to 10 awesome motorcycles instead of that car. And I listed it out on an article on the website that maybe you've read, maybe you haven't. So the idea was to have fun, first and foremost, to have a cool discussion and maybe learn about some bikes that I hadn't heard of before. And that's exactly what happened. Also found a number of the submissions funny. You guys have a great sense of humor, and you're quirky, and you're charitable, and you're smart. That's what I learned from the lists that I saw. Some of them were so well written, some of them were really well balanced and included like a range of motorcycles that included something for everyone. That's kind of what we were going for was all right, let's max out the budget. We don't care if you don't have room to fit what you pick or if it's totally unrealistic from an insurance perspective, as some of our readers from New Zealand pointed out, which is really unfortunate. Wow. Anyway, we wanted to have fun. So I wanted to highlight a couple of them before I announce the winner. Kale Pominville, seriously, you made me laugh. You could have bought any motorcycle on the planet with this money, and what did you pick? Quote, a bunch of old, used, beat up KLR 650s and some weird race bikes. And also pay for a track day for all your friends to join you riding these bikes. You're awesome. I laughed at that, and it stood out as one of the weirder ones. And congratulations, you didn't win, but you certainly got my vote. The other one that made me laugh was Oscar Garcia's story as his imagination ran wild with this jet bike, like literally a jet propulsion motorcycle that exists. I'd never heard of this thing, but he described sitting in traffic with like the plume of fire shooting out the back, or the heat anyway, when it's at idle, and like melting the bumpers off of Priuses. Love it. I don't know what you have against Priuses, but it was good comedy. Others talked about, maybe you couldn't choose all the bikes yourself, so you would have like your spouse or partner or whatever, or friends, you would buy them bikes. This is great, and it stimulated great conversation both in the comments section and in and amongst us. Without further ado, let me get to the winner. So the winner's list came from, and I don't know how to say your name, Paul Seipert or Sippert, Cypert. You win. What did Paul have on his list? So he has a Kawasaki Z900RS, awesome retro choice. A Kawasaki Ninja H2SX, special edition, I would imagine. A Ducati Hypermotard 950 SP. And as a quote grocery getter, a Vespa 946 scooter. Was the Ural Gear Up, which I've ridden one, and it's very entertaining. What a fun bike. Yeah, he needs one of those to bring his dog with. And he also had something in the vintage category, a four-cylinder 1940s era Indian 4. So this is, I looked it up, I didn't know this one, but yeah, an inline 4 Indian. He has another Indian as well, the FTR 750 dirt track racing bike. That would be seriously fun. And then he rounds out his list with the Keanu Reeves special KRGT-1 made by Arch, or Arc, I'm not sure how you say the name. I think it's Arch. Anyway, that's an all billet aluminum bike, front to back, custom hand assembled, limited production, like as fancy as it gets. and very cool, made in the USA. Maybe you'd even get to meet John Wick while you ride away. Or awesome list, Paul. Like, well done and well articulated. You explained well why you were getting what you did, and I don't think I think some people will say, "Oh, what about this or that?" And I think, well, you know what? This was the one that everybody who voted, who did the voting, said, "Yeah, that's a good list. That could please anyone." I can't argue that. So we'll do this again, and I really enjoy this kind of participation from you because you're a very knowledgeable and fun bunch to communicate with. I appreciate you supporting the website and participating in the contest. Thanks again.